Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. This is a general or collective reading, so parts may or may not resonate. Take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we have for the underlying energy, I did a quick meditation, and we have the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups sure has been showing up lately. It's a really different card. It talks about like the clouds, all these cups in these clouds talks about like hidden pluses and minuses to these cups. Cups in tarot represent love, quite often romantic love, sometimes, love of anyone or anything, and sometimes even love of something you love to do or something you love to be. So these are gifts that are being made available to you. Basically, you're like a black hole sucking in all these opportunities. But it's talking about a few things here. Like a black hole, you're the center of your universe, so you have to put your own spin on these. A lot of these gifts can be disguised as challenges, and so you have to be able to see the possibilities within the challenge, and you also have to use them in a way that is going to benefit you. So we do have, like, this cup has a cup of beauty in it. So if you're really beautiful, it's a beautiful way to be. But if you're so beautiful that you don't have to worry about your inner beauty, then that can suffer. We have the shrouded figure. In the shrouded figure, we don't know what's underneath that shroud. Is that, something that's beautiful, or is it something really ugly? We have the snake, which could represent being able to shed your skin and let go of anything that's holding you back from success. And it can also be like a yellow-bellied coward, slithering through the grass. We have a castle here. So castles are beautiful and they're, very magnificent. At the same time, where are castles? Usually on the edges of cliffs. They're hard to get to, so they can be very isolating. We have the flowers. Are you going to open your buds up, or are you going to just stay there closed? We have the laurel wreath, and laurel wreaths are sometimes a symbol of victory, and at other times they're laid on coffins. And then we have the dragon energy, which some people are afraid of dragons and they fear them. And then there's the energy of people who see the power of dragons as a sign of good luck. And good fortune. So we have, all those extremes. You have to decide. These are destined for you. They're gifts from the universe. But the universe always wants us to put our own energy into things so that we put our own spin on it. And then we have the strength card here. So this is talking about integrity, being in your integrity, having the strength to move through things. This is... This dragon is from my oracle Tales from the Vector, and it's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And this was just inspired from when I went to Egypt, this energy is talking about the pyramid energy and the Sphinx, and just having this strength and integrity, like just the strength and the integrity of the pyramids to last as long as they did, and how they're put together. It's just amazing to see. But this is talking about, in the tarot, it would be like someone reaching into the mature lion's mouth, a young woman, to prove to herself that she is... like that she can get past her fears and move into her infinite potential. And it takes a lot of courage to look into your dark, the shadow side of energy and be in a place of strength. And then we have temperance. So temperance is talking about having control of your emotions, in particular anger. And in the Bible, it says that well, they list different characteristics of people. And one of the most challenging ones is if you are angry all the time. If you're angry, it's hard to enjoy the beauty of life. And this is also in the Bible. It talks about earth angel energy, 144,000 angels, that chosen ones that God sent down to earth to make the world a more beautiful place for people. And this is talking, a lot of people feel this represents that energy. And this is, this angel is adding her alchemy to the water. This is the universal pool, and she's got her right foot in it, and then her left foot is grounded on land here, talking about bringing that beauty down to earth. And look, where her foot is grounded, she's already growing these beautiful flowers. We have the sun in the background talking about the path of glory, and the sun represents God's energy. So staying on your destined path, your path of glory, it takes a lot of patience and devotion to do so. At times it seems like it might be easier to cut corners, but the payoff for staying on your destined path is huge and lasting. And the Hierophant is responsible. This is saying that there has been a judgment called in spiritual court, and the Hierophant is responsible for bringing that down to the physical in the form of justice. Now, if you're a religious figure, this could represent the traditional structures of the church and the religious leaders that run whatever your religion is. So if that's the Pope, the Cardinal, the bishops, gurus, rabbis, whatever that energy is for you. And then if you prefer to go to source directly through meditation and prayer, that would be a more spiritual approach. And then bringing those traditions down into the physical court systems of the land, so it becomes actual justice in the physical courts of the world. And the two monks here are getting instruction from the Hierophant, and he's delegating to them how he wants it done. Now, the Hierophant does have his right hand in the form of a blessing, and this is talking about if you're on the right side of the law, then you are going to, it will be blessing, the justice will be a blessing for you. If you're on the wrong side of the law, well, it won't. It will be a blessing for you, but you probably won't enjoy it because you've been caught, and you'll have to pay the consequences. We have the King of Swords energy. So again, we have some energy around court. The King of Swords is someone he's one of four kings. He would be someone that's an authority figure, someone that is educated and uses his mind and his intellect. The swords represent the element of air and about your mental intelligence and discipline of your mind. So this would be someone that would earn their living using their education, and their words, rather than physical labor. And this is talking about, so definitely this could be someone in the judicial system. This could be judges, head prosecutors. If this is a lawyer, most likely, a partner in an established firm, because we've got the king energy here, someone at the top of their game. This could also represent the energy of researchers, finding the cure for a disease, or we could have engineers with patents. There could be the energy of a best-selling author. We could also have surgeons, veterinarian, dentist, psychiatrist, that type of thing. And what else? I'm missing one, I think. Oh, politicians. So definitely we have a king here. So this could be president, prime minister, Congress, Senate, the ministers of the federal and provincial governments. So this is talking about the King of Swords being someone that uses their words to earn their living, and they're very good with words. So it's talking about being you know, the King of Swords understands how to use the words, so that he understands that they can be used as weapons, and also that they could be used as, you know, to uplift people. And also this can be talking about the energy of, I thought of it before. It could also be talking about priests, you know, and that type of energy, really, when I think about it. I think of that more on the spiritual side, but definitely that could be a thing. They speak for a living and use their words. And then the other thing that the King of Swords does understand very well is that, you know, if you give your word and then you don't follow it up by action, your word becomes worthless. We do have the High Priestess energy. She's sitting in between two pillars of two different extremes. And all of this in the background is all the information coming at her. Boom, 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 boom. These days there's information, information. And so information does equal energy. So it speeds things up. And it's talking about her ability to use her intuition as well as her logic to sort through all this information. So a lot of times people confuse their mind with their brain. But if what she would do is use her brain, she would first of all think what is it that she wants to get the answer for, and then she would quit thinking, and that's the mind. And then she would feel the sensations in her body as she checks each of, maybe she gets 10 answers that are logical, and she goes through them, and there's one that really stands out and makes her feel strong, you know, like makes her want to straighten her spine up and feel real strong. And maybe the other ones make her feel like that, you know, that feeling of when your stomach drops. So the components of your brain and your central and your spine are your central nervous system. And it's that nervous system that alerts you to sensations in your body. Those sensations can tell you which of the answers you're most in alignment. It's if you train your mind and your brain, you have to tell your mind to be quiet so you can feel. But feel with your central nervous system. Like, what is your body telling you when you read them out loud or you look at them? Which answer would be the best? You could have 10 logical answers that could be perfectly logical and work. But which one is the best one for you personally? And that's the beauty of using your intuition with your logic so that you get the perfect answer for you. And she also understands the cycles of the moon and how, particularly during the full moon and the new moon, that we are highly intuitive. And she is able to do this with ease. She's known to be very, very intuitive. And the two pillars that she's sitting in between are Jesus and the devil. So, you know, if she can do it, we can do it. And then we have this energy here of the Eight of Swords. So this card has been coming up a lot as well. I think a lot of people are maybe having to make hard decisions at the time that I'm doing this reading. This is like a mental prison. It's like not really wanting to make a decision. Like the blindfold could be like, not really wanting to look at the problem or not being able to see the answer that you want. And so probably this person is overthinking and caught in a mental prison where it's just one thought leads to another thought, leads to another thought, but she can't grab the answer. Quite often that will happen. I feel at one point there was more water here, like here, and it's you know, talking about her emotions, like water in tarot represents emotion. So this is about her, I feel that when she started out, she's managed to put these thoughts behind her, but she is, you know, she has her right foot forward on dry land. I think there's way less water here than there was before, way less emotion than when she started, but her left foot is still hanging back in this one little puddle. And I feel like she's just about to take that step forward. The binding around her can mean that she's having trouble making the decision because she feels duty-bound in some way, or bound up by the emotions because it's going to affect people that she loves and cares about. We have her castle. You notice her castle in the background there. And she's got her back to it. And it could be talking about leaving her comfort zone and maybe even leaving her family or her loved ones or her home behind. And then we have, you know, but I feel like she's getting ready to take this sword, cut herself free, and move forward. There's really nothing holding her back but her overthinking mind. And this energy is talking about, you know, sometimes it can be the thoughts of people behind her back as well. Okay, there is the Four of Wands is representing the energy of a strong foundation, like the promise of fulfillment through a strong foundation. But this is also talking about, you know, it's the official marriage card, basically, in tarot. Commitments, marriage, partnerships, that type of energy. So it doesn't have to be about marriage, but it could be, quite often is. It can also talk about, you know, partnerships and commitments that you have with people. This is talking about, I say this is marriage, that, you know, you have the down payment for your castle, but now you are going to have to continue to make the payments. You know, someone popped the question, the answer is yes on both sides. There's a wedding being planned, but then you're going to have to put your time and energy into the relationship itself for it to become as fulfilling as the promise here. And we have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords is talking about feeling like it's coming from this energy here. I feel like this is talking about, you know, having made that difficult decision, deciding, okay, I'm going to move forward, and it's ending the never-ending nightmare. I feel that you have, you know, conferred with the Most High, and maybe the Hierophant has brought some justice, some knowledge into you, and you might even be dealing with a lawyer about a situation using your intuition, and now these possibilities, because you've had the strength to look at your dark side and to be able to look at your shadow side. What can I do differently? How can I change this energy? I want to get out of this never-ending nightmare, or sometimes it can be crushing boredom. I want the answers. So if you've asked for assistance from the Most High, and I feel this is saying that, you know, this could be you waking up in the wee hours of the morning, and the Holy Spirit comes upon you in your dreams or in your, you know, through an aha moment. And this is talking about the steps of action that you were shown that you could take to free yourself from this overthinking energy and just enjoy your life again. Be back on your path and let go of the stress, basically. The universe has you covered here. That there's cosmic symbols on the quilt showing that. But it's saying it's saying you're going to have to leave your comfort zone to be able to, you're going to have to get out of bed, basically. And it also can be talking about this energy, like there's swords carved into the bed frame here that this person is sleeping on. Swords are about people arguing, so that's not the best energy to sleep on. And it may talk about you having maybe something interfering in your sleep. So it can be, you know, in Feng Shui, they'll tell you, do not put anything under your bed. You want to keep that energy moving smoothly through. But sometimes that's just not practical. If you live in a smaller space, you might need that storage room under the bed. So just make sure you don't store things that are problemsome for you, like photographs of people that, you know, like maybe you don't hang out with them anymore, but you don't want to throw away because it's a big part of your life, so you don't throw them away. So you put them in a box and then you just stuff it under your bed, but that's sitting underneath your bed when you sleep. And so that energy is, you know, is there. So yeah, don't keep monsters under your bed. That's the kind of energy. It's better off not to keep anything under your bed, but if you do so, make sure whatever you do is not something that is upsetting you. And then we have the energy of the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is about communication coming in. Of course, the knights work for the king and the queen. This is, there's four knights, you know, this knight works for the King of Swords. So again, it's talking about this energy. And I feel that this is what the Hierophant is, what the judgment is being on is, and now it's some sort of commitment. It could be someone in your inner circle for sure. If this energy is coming in like this, sometimes this can be like the considered like a fool rushing in energy. You can see he's totally stressed out. This is like press the panic button energy. He's quite often the Knight of Swords is running from something. So what is he running from? Your strength, because now you're going to have new opportunities coming in, and he doesn't want that. Is he running to give information to the people that are keeping you in this energy? Or, you know, like, what is this about, right? So sometimes the King of Swords can represent someone who's divorced, and the Queen of Swords as well. Quite, if anyone's divorced in the tarot, it generally is separated or divorced. It's generally the King of Swords or the Queen of Swords. But the Knight of Swords, you know, we can only see half his sword. And so he might only have half the energy. We can't see the point. Maybe he can't either. He's got this big red flag flying off the back end, and he's pushing this horse. Now, the horse represents heartfelt energy and your passion. And he's got this horse totally stressed out, like he's pushing it way too hard. They're running through barren land against the wind, and even the sky looks like it's ripped, you know, it's stressed out. So there's some sort of information or communication coming in, and I do feel this could be a lawyer or judicial energy, some sort of authority, and it's regarding the situation. You know, this card can sometimes represent an actual prison, and this can represent an energy of, you know, like being kind of tormented by some sort of energy here. So the Hierophant is sitting under this energy here. So I do feel there's something here. I feel like this could go way back, you know, in time to when you were a child. It could be something from way back when, you know, we don't know for sure. There's not a real time energy on this. And so the knight, you don't have to expect a knight to show up with a horse. These days we have so many ways of communicating. This could be a phone call, it could be a text message, it could be just something that you see on the news or whatever, you know, or you watch a video and you're going, oh my goodness, that is, you know, the information I needed. This can also talk about something coming in the mail, an email. You might have, like it could be, you know, being on a platform. There's so many social media platforms, and being messaged by someone, or even attending an event that's posted there, and then you run into someone that has exactly the information that you need. Sometimes this energy can be talking about an investigation, either legal or illegal. It talks kind of about spy energy and hidden cameras and hot mics and that type of energy sometimes. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So when the Queen of Pentacles comes up in my readings, I've been asking the question. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who is admired for being very resourceful. She can make something out of nothing. And the Pentacles represent your health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. And of course, money is a big part of that. But, you know, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living your best lifestyle. So it goes further than money. She's known for coming from old money. Like, she prefers quality over quantity. And she's not flashy. She doesn't have to buy designer this and that to impress anyone. But the thing is that she comes from generational wealth. Like, this could be a trust fund baby or a inheritance, you know. This is a legacy that's passed down from one generation to the other. So I've had a lot of people in my collective asking, like saying that they're missing inheritances or someone stole something from them. So every time she comes out now, I ask, why does the Queen of Pentacles, who comes from a generational wealth, why is she having to be so resourceful? It's good she can be resourceful, but why does she have to be? We want to know. And then we have the Magician on top. So this is talking about an energetic upgrade coming your way. So maybe this energy is changing. This is talking about taking infinite potential, 100% to the power of infinity and beyond, and bringing that down to earth, turning your thoughts into you know, energy that you can bring down and create a beautiful garden on the planet. You have all the tools you need, and You just need to learn how to use them and which tool would be most efficient so that you become efficient with them. Now, the magician is saying as above, so below. And so this energy quite often can be talking about, I always see, where is he pointing to? So he's pointing to the Queen of Wands, and he's pointing to this energy here of feeling trapped by possibly by duty bound by people that are in your inner circle, like people that are close to you, and having to really use your intuition to be able to sort through all the information you're getting, because I'm just getting that there's something that you don't know about from possibly way back when in your childhood or even in your history, right? Something to do with that. So it's that type of energy. And then on this side, someone's racing in to say that you've been doing all this work and these opportunities now are coming your way. So maybe the Queen isn't going to have to be so resourceful. And then we're just following the magician here. And it's going to take you, I feel that you have, when you asked for God's assistance to, figure out what's going on, that you did get a lot of information that will benefit you, and you're going to bring those thoughts down into the 3D. And the Hierophant is also here to make sure that justice happens for you. And I feel like this is going to be a strong foundation for moving forward in a real good way. Really good reading. I'm going to clarify it for those that want further clarification. If you're leaving the reading here, thank you so much for your time and energy, your likes and comments, and all the subscribes. I really do appreciate it. Hello, love. Do you want to come up here? No, she says, I just want to make sure you know I'm here. I know you're here. Are you enjoying your chicken? That's a good girl. Okay, go away. All right, sorry, that's my cat Stella. She likes the readings, but she's torn because she just woke up and she wants to eat her chicken. Okay, go eat your chicken. I'll do another reading later. Leave us alone. All right, so we have, these are the numbers on these cards represent the paintings from the Oracle. This is how they're listed in my gallery. And this is talking about... on my website, talesfromthevector.com. I will put them in the order they appear here, and then you can go take a look at them if you're still wondering and you want more clarification. Do you want to come up here, love? Come here. Do you want to come up here? No? Yes? No? Okay, go away. I'll be done soon. I don't know what you want. Oh, she wants to go outside on the balcony, but she knows she has to wait till I'm done the reading. She used to sit on my lap and be very patient, but now that she has to wear a harness, and I have to watch her when she's outside. So yeah, as soon as this reading's done, I'll put you outside. Okay? Sorry. Disruption. What's fun for some is not fun for everyone. Yeah, so someone is doing what my cat is doing. She doesn't want this information to come in, doesn't want you to be in your Earth Angel role and on a roll kind of energy. Thank you for demonstrating that so efficiently, Stella. And then we have the Aries energy, which is talking about a lot of new planets have moved into the sign of Aries recently, in like the last 6 months in particular. And it's causing a lot of new energy on the planet. And so there's a lot of new. And so some people love it and some people are finding it a bit much. So it can be talking about, moving into the new energies and doing things in new ways. Also, it can talk about, remember that you are called a human being, not a human doing. So if you're getting stressed out, maybe you're doing too much and you need to just back away a little bit and just be every once in a while. And then we have the karmic space of pride. So yes, all or nothing energy, when people are willing to risk it all, and they're not careful about what the consequences will be for them and themselves. So it's kind of like an all or nothing. flowing energy. We have attachment. This is another karmic space. So the karmic space of attachment is, you know, what's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. Well, that doesn't sound very, so it looks like someone wants they want to get your, these opportunities and this gift of this pentacle coming in. So this is talking about, you know, when we become attached to things, we can, it's like the mother of all karmic spaces, because then we'll do anything to hang on to whatever, whoever or whatever it is that we're attached to. This is foolish behavior. So if you're going to go on your journey, if you have expectations that you should be able to have this or have that, and it doesn't belong to you, that, and then be, you know, aggressively going after it, that's foolish behavior. And expectations will always create limitations. You're better off staying on your destined path and anticipating a strong future. And so this is talking about choose a foolhardy journey rather than a foolish one. And that's talking about this energy coming in. I feel there's some sort of something there, you know, like it doesn't, there's a reason why the Hierophant is here to distribute justice. I also want to point out, when my horoscope signs show up in my readings, I'm not talking about individuals. I'm not trying to point anyone out. You might say, no, Colette, it wasn't Aries, but you have to use your own judgment on that. My goal is for us to be able to learn from the state of being of each of the signs, so we can learn from the Aries energy about when is it time to do, and when is it time just to be, go inward, and, you know, look at what your authentic desires really are, so that you can, you're not stuck in this energy where you're overthinking everything constantly. It causes a lot of stress. And then we have the Libra energy, being mature enough to be able to, you know, handle adult matters, like, and quite often in romance and that type of energy here, if we have people that we love, you can't take responsibility for people forever. I used to do consultations, and I had a woman one time, and she said, well, I'll look after myself when my son is, you know, set and he has what he needs. And she sounded like she was a little bit older. And I asked her, how old is your son? And she said, 65. She was like 83 or something. And I was like, man, it's time for him to grow up. So, you know, you don't want to be, you know, it's talking about we have to get mature and deal with our own shift. And so sometimes that means having to take a hard look at ourselves to see what can we be doing differently to have a better life, instead of looking towards others and wishing we could have what they have, you know, that type of energy. All right. And this is talking about if you act like a mature adult, then, and whatever age that you finally reach that, we're all different, right? And we can all be like doing pretty good and then become very immature overnight, it seems like sometimes. So I feel it's more of like a journey than a destination, maturity. So, but you know, when you behave like an adult and you deal with the responsibilities, then you can anticipate a strong future. All right. Yeah, I feel that this reading is mainly talking about, you know, keeping an eye on yourself, you know, and being in your integrity, doing the best that you can to be the best version of you. That's the best that you can do. All right. I will be back with another random reading about random shifts soon. Thank you for your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and I will be back soon. Bye for now.